putting the only aspect of your game that's stopping you from breaking 90? That's exactly what we're going to discuss in today's video. Hi everyone, welcome back to Get Good at Golf. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button if you want to start breaking 90, because we're going to go through different aspects of the game all week with you. So the first thing I want to talk about is what putter are you using? Because so many people might think, oh, you know what, I want the latest Scotty Cameron Blade putter, I want the latest good putter, if I can get my head cover off there, because it looks good and I like the idea of it. Now that's all good and well, but if you struggle lining the ball up, because we all know that start line and aim is a huge factor in putting. So although this putter might look good, and it's very, very traditional looking with its answer shape, if it doesn't give you the kind of help you need to help you align the ball, we can see that I've hit the perfect pace putt, but unfortunately I just didn't align it correctly and that's gone to the right. Is it the right putter for you? Should you have something a little bit more helpful? Should you have something that potentially can help you align up more? So you can see here we have a Cleveland putter, which is very similar to a TaylorMade Spider and Odyssey number 10. And if I were to align my ball up now, you can see this gives me a lot more feedback as to where I'm actually aiming. So if I can have help with aim, then it's a lot easier to think, right, if I just make that same stroke now, I'm much more likely to get that ball on target and start holing putts. Another factor is the grip. So if you have a really thin grip on your putter, think about how your hands move, how the motion goes. Should you have a slightly thicker grip on it like this one? I think this is one of the most forgiving putters potentially I've ever seen, because it's got loads and loads of MOI, it's got loads of really good alignment factors, and it's got a nice thick grip on it. So you could see the difference in the results there, even if we just give it a quick to make sure that goes in. Guys, Chris has now got some fantastic drills for us to help with pace control and with start line, so that you can start shooting in the 80s instead of in those awful 90s.
So guys, when you've got the right putter, you want to then think about, how do I practice? Because obviously with any kind of putter, that we want to make sure that we're getting the correct path, and from the path the face is matching up with that. So we want to get something working through a gate here. So you can see we can do this with 2 tees, we can do it with obviously 2 golf balls, but we want to start to see that I can take my setup and I can get this putter to work straight through the middle of those 2 golf balls without hitting them, and that's going to help you hit good putts, get it started online. Obviously one thing I didn't do there is think about the pace, but we want to be getting a putter that does that for us. One big thing that's going to help you with your pace is making sure that you've got the correct length putter as well. So James has mentioned about a lot of things on here that help you with your aim, and the 2 things I look at when we're fitting putters is, can it aim you better, and is it the correct length? Because once we get into a putter that is maybe too short, we might see that you're too far over the ball, eye line is outside, and that's where we might start to see the path start to work across the ball. So you might be slicing that golf ball. Again, if we get something that's too long when we stood upright, we'll start to see a lot of people getting a lot of arc, and we can't time that up correctly. And from there, we're going to hit it low on the face and lose all control. So a nice little drill like this to get you feeling like, right, can I get my path right? That's the first thing that we want to do with any putter. Can I get my strike out of the middle? Because if we can, then we can move on to pace. And pace is the second thing that we want to talk about, and that's a nice easy drill to set up, just like this. So just like this, we've set up 4 golf balls here working our way back. So we've got 1 at 3 foot, 1 at 6, 1 at 9, 1 at 12, and that's just going to help us start to get our pace, because these are our scoring putts. These are our putts where, okay, we're maybe not expected to hole many of them, but if we can be nice and positive and get that pace going back, we can start to give ourselves a lot better chance of 2-putting and avoiding 3 putts. So all I'm going to do here is obviously play a game where, obviously, if I get the ball in the hole, I get a point, or I get 2 points even. If I go in between the club and there, I get 1 point, but I have to restart. If I leave it either short or I hit the club that is around about a club width behind the hole, so again, give yourself that there. If I hit that, it's a little bit too firm. If I come up short, again, we will restart. And we want to see how far we can go back. So if we're getting it in that zone or hole in it, we keep going back as far as possible. Tour average from here, they'd be able to get to around about 33 feet. So obviously put your skills to the test. Obviously, see, right, I missed that, but it did get past, okay. And then we come back again, start to think about, have a look at the hole. Can I get this ball in or past? Right, again, consistent, just past. Those are both tap-ins. Next one. Okay, good.
Somebody tell Chris this is a right to left putt.
In the zone. From here. And that's where we would restart. So you can see there, we do that pattern, we start to go as far back as possible, but getting the right putter. And when James mentioned, obviously, we have got the good putter down there, we have got a blade, we have got a mallet. Just because you're a higher handicap doesn't mean that a mallet's going to be perfect for you. You might be better suited to a blade. So it's making sure that you go and get fitted for this club, because after all, this is the club that we use the most in the bag, but it's probably the least fitted club that you will think about. So guys, use those tips. We can hopefully get you into the 80s or even into the 70s to help you enjoy your golf.